AITA for forcing my daughter to share a hotel room. I am not Oop. Oop is you, fine neat 3967. Originally posted to our AITAH. AITA for forcing my daughter to share a hotel room. Original post January 6, 2024. I have two daughters 14F and 16F. We decided to go to New Zealand for summer vacation. It's summer for us. We haven't been able to go on much vacations before, so all of us were really excited. We booked a nice hotel and planned to visit many places. We planned to book one room for me and my husband and booked another room for my daughters with connecting doors. I didn't see a problem, but my daughters want their own room and want privacy and think it's unfair that they have to share, but they are barely going to be spending any time in their rooms. They would only use it for changing and sleeping, so I told them to just deal with it. The room would have a double bed, so I didn't see an issue. My daughter wants us to get a triple suite with 3 rooms or just book another room so both of them can have their own rooms, but it would cost quite a lot more money. We could afford it, but I don't think the extra privacy is worth it, as they won't really use their rooms much, so I told them no. Now they are upset with me, and my husband and his mother are saying we should maybe pay the extra money for another room. Should I just buy another room? AITAH has no consensus bot, but based on the comments, Oop was NTA. Relevant comments. No penothopening 99. Info. Is it just the fact that it's one room, or the fact that they are sharing a bed? Because if it's actually mostly the bed sharing, there's a good chance you can find a room with twins instead. Also, is it possible to simply get 2 rooms, so they have twins instead of a double, for about the same as a suite? I'd say NTA no matter the answer. Though I get it if it's the bed issue, as I definitely have siblings I would not want to share with. Are they with me TBF? Oop. The room will have 2 separate beds. I should have clarified. Stunning Buffalo 7037. NTA, you could have left them at home. They are old enough. If they want to pay for separate rooms, let them. They should be grateful you are not all staying in the same room. It sounds like they are very entitled on a daily, and not getting their way is a new thing. This failure of attitude falls on the parents. Oop. My oldest has broken my trust before. I don't leave them home alone overnight. And NBSP. Update number 1 January 8, 2024. I talked to my daughters last night and I showed them some of the comments. I told them that they weren't getting another room unless they could pay for it themselves. The 14-year-old could do babysitting or part-time jobs around the neighborhood, and the 16-year-old could get a part-time job, and I would take how much ever money they earn until they pay off the hotel bill. Both my daughters were strongly opposed and didn't want to work. I ended up telling that either they share a room, pay for it themselves, or just not go. We could afford to buy them the room, but I feel like they are already spoiled. They never had to share a room on a vacation before, as we always used to book a suite when going on vacation, but we haven't been abroad in years, and the trip to New Zealand is already expensive and we don't want to spend more money even if we can afford it. I talked to my husband and I managed to convince him to not give in. We told our daughters firmly it wasn't happening. We haven't booked the tickets yet, and we told them if they kept complaining they wouldn't be included, and they would have to stay at grandma's, where they would also have to share a guest room. They want to stay home alone, but I don't think it's a good idea, so I refused. They reluctantly agreed to come. Thanks for the help. Relevant comments. When bug attack. The kids are entitled, but just because you plan something expensive doesn't mean everyone is required to like it. The trip is for the parents anyway. The only reason the kids are going is because they exist. Oop. If they don't like it, they don't have to come. We're not forcing them, but I'm not leaving them home alone. We did talk to the kids before booking and told them they would be sharing a room. We haven't even booked yet. when bug attack. So you planned the trip. And the options are, suck it up and go with us, or, suck it up and go with us. Because you're not allowing to stay home, I'm loving the options here. Oop. Okay, what do you expect us to do? Pay $1,000 extra on an already expensive vacation? They wanted to go on the trip until they found out they would be sharing rooms. My kids love traveling. They just don't like sharing rooms. If they don't want to go, they can go to my brother's or best friend's house. And NBSP. Update number 2, January 9th, 2024. We booked the tickets and we ended up not including the daughters, mainly because they just kept complaining. Last night they came to ask me why I wouldn't buy it if I can't afford it, and why can't they stay home alone. They said, why don't you guys care about our comforts and privacy? And, you'll ruin the trip. Because we won't even have our own rooms, which is a basic comfort. They tried to convince us to let us stay home alone, but the last time I did that my oldest threw a party, so I don't trust them, and even if I did, I don't feel comfortable leaving them alone for a whole week. They threw another tantrum and I just told them they wouldn't be coming, and it was final. I was going to leave them at my mill, but she wants to take our daughters on a 4-day trip to Sydney, where they will get their own rooms. She did this, make up for us ruining the daughters' trip by making them share a room and excluding them if they didn't, but I just told her no because I've spoiled them too much and I'm not rewarding a tantrum. My sister didn't want to take them, but my brother agreed to take them, so I'll be leaving them there, where one of them has to sleep on the couch and the other on an air mat, as they don't have an extra room. My daughters have complained, but they aren't coming. This will probably be my final update. Thanks. Relevant comments. FAR Investigator 5395. Please compensate your brother for having to deal with those brats for a week. I'm sure they will complain and whine the whole time. Give him a big gift as compensation. I would also look into sending them to a summer camp, because they'll have to share a room with at least 4 people on bunk beds. If they keep complaining about, who knows, maybe they could have fun and become less entitled. Oop. We will be booking my brother and his wife their dream cruise, and they can come on the next vacation. And NBSP. This is a repost sub. I am not oop. What a stupid hill to die on. I would kill to have a paid trip to New Zealand. Hell, I would sleep on a cot or a hammock. Solution is to feed more into their brattiness. The audacity of just book a triple suite, combined with the logic of their argument that a single room is a basic necessity, is just wow. Life is gonna hit them in the face with a closed fist. As a 20-year-old woman who still shares a bedroom with her 14-year-old sister almost daily, I can't fathom the idea of asking for an individual room during a family vacation. OOP's daughters are both brats. In my family, vacations were a luxury that required sacrifices by my parents to make possible. It meant my 2 sisters and I sharing the backseat of a sedan. It meant not only sharing a room with my parents, but a nightly rotation for who would sleep on our travel cot. It meant homemade sandwiches for lunch and fast food for dinner. And I am so grateful. Not only for the gift of travel my parents gave me, but for how hard they worked on a single income to make this possible. OOP's kids could take a note from my book and learn to appreciate what is being offered. Lol, I'm double OOP's kids' age and I still share a room with my sister when we go on family vacations together, because it's so much more cost-effective that way. If your parents are the ones paying, play by their rules. Otherwise, pay your own way. It's not that hard a concept to understand. My family is taking a trip to Europe later this year. I'll be sharing a room and often a bed with my younger sister. I'll be 28 and she 25. I can't imagine asking my parents to just Buy me my own room while they're already spending so much so we can all go together. Big vacations like that are a privilege. The fact that they were getting their own room already, with connecting doors, is already better than most people can afford. IDK. It's not like they were being made to share one bed as a family. I can only hope they can learn from this. I have been in shared rooms with family when I went to travel around different places, and I have a problem with it. I honestly feel comfortable being in shared rooms rather than being in an individual room when I am on family vacation. OP's daughters really are spoiled, and Mill sucks for downplaying OP's parenting, discipline, and enabling the bad behaviors. But good thing that the daughters weren't rewarded for their bad behavior. My family of 5 shared a room whenever we went anywhere. My parents on one bed, my siblings on another, and me on the floor. This entitlement does not compute. When we went on family holidays, my brother and I always shared a room. The last family holiday would have been with me in my early 20s, and him in his late teens. Rooms are just for sleeping. You get changed in the bathroom. It's so not a big deal. We were getting a holiday paid for by our parents. We knew we were incredibly lucky, and didn't dare complain. Those girls need to get some perspective. I'm almost wondering if the daughter's plan was to make the parents leave them behind, thinking they could stay home and then just hold more parties. It's the only thing I can think of to explain the bizarre demands and behavior. The commenters that seem to be defending the bratty daughters are insane. Daughters are wild brats, and Mill is an asshole too. Good parenting, little brats. That one commenter was something. Made me wonder if they're like a 15-year-old. I honestly do not understand these kids' issue. Yeah, it sucks to share a room, but like you're going on an overseas vacation to New Zealand, you just deal with that part of it. I can't imagine being told about an amazing holiday and bitching and moaning because I had to share a hotel room. If they want their own room, they can pay for it. The audacity. Mill needs to be put back in her place and told her opinion on this event is not necessary or wanted. I love the idea of sending them off to a holiday camp. Nothing says privacy like sharing a tent or cabin with 12 other people. I do have to say though, the most likely reason for their entitled attitude is having been spoiled. Reap what you sow. They are so entitled. Sharing a bed with someone isn't that hard. Edit. Just now know they're sharing a room and not a bed. That makes it so much worse. Do the sisters hate each other? That they can't share a room? On a vacation? I love sharing a room with my 2 sisters on holidays. It's so much fun. Now that we're grown, when we visit our parents, we sometimes sleep in each other's room because it's fun. I've had to share a whole bed with my sister on vacations. She'd literally push me out of the bed in her sleep. I still put up with it. What a bunch of brats. Your kids are clearly spoiled, but good for you for holding your ground on this one. I went on vacation and shared a room with my parents. They paid for the trip even into my early 20s. Free trip? Sign me up. Now I wish I went with them more before because I have my own family now. God, my dad's snoring can kill everyone. I wish I learned to bring earplugs.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.